Who is she? We about to find out, y'all. Hi, my name's Caitlin. I'm in college, and I figured I'd create a vlog channel that people could relate to who are in college. And maybe I'm not relatable, and I'm just a crazy person talking to a camera, but here we go. Bet we're about to find out. Now, in today's version of Who Is She? College edition, my university is on crack. Okay, I'm convinced. Like, they're all on crack. Because, okay, so for anybody who's in college, you know that you can make your own decisions about when to go to sleep. And as you know, we're all still have the impulse control of like toddlers. So we all decided to go to bed at like 1 in the morning, right? And granted, now, yes, this is partially my fault, but this is also partially the fault of the fact that those quiet hours that the university enforces, they don't enforce. They don't care. There's people out there loud as all get out at like midnight. So I'm sitting here, caffeine coursing through my veins because I didn't get to eat dinner till like 10. Okay. People being loud as hell and not wanting to go to bed because I'm sitting watching, well, YouTube. And so I don't go to bed till like 1:30 finally, and maybe fall asleep around 2. Now, for those of you who know me, which is only the people who are going to be forced to watch this because you're my friend and I said so. um, for those of you who know me, I don't stay asleep very easily. So I woke up again at about 3:30, right? So like I've slept for like an hour and a half maybe, right? And people are texting me all night. And so I answer because I hate not text people back. I have like that anxiety because, well, like, you know how it is. We have to text people back or we feel bad. So I'm sitting here texting, like giving people advice, being the mom friend, trying to make other people's lives less of a hot mess, even though I literally cannot get a single part of my life together. And by the time I'm done with all of that, I go to sleep at maybe it's like 4, 5 o'clock. And I go back to sleep. But really, what this means is that I am sitting there with my eyes closed, feeling kind of drowsy, but not asleep. You know, like when you're half asleep, kind of like when you're sick, and like your eyes are closed and you're laying down and you feel like death, but you're not sleeping. That's what I was doing until about 7 o'clock, and I had to get up because my stomach was rumbling, I was starving, the dining hall was open, your girl was about to go get like some potatoes and breakfast burritos, right? And so I sit down there for maybe like an hour watching the news while eating because they've got these TVs because, like, you know, my university has a lot of money. Well, I would hope so considering they charge us like $30,000 a year. But anyway, they have a lot of money. So I'm sitting here just like enjoying my breakfast, watching the news, about to go over to the nearest bookstore to buy a clicker, which is, I'll digress about that in a second, and one of my last books for one of my classes. And then I was going to go to class because the bookstore is like right next to where my class was for the day because I had a 9 a.m. class, right? So I had this all planned out in my head, and then I get an email from the university saying classes are not, or the university, I'm sorry, is closed until 10 a.m. And now no one knows what this means. They don't elaborate. They don't tell us, hey, classes are postponed or if classes are canceled. So we all have to collectively email our professors. I don't know if any of you have ever had a professor, but some of them take until the class actually starts to answer the email. But we're supposed to check our emails. Okay. Anyway, I digress. But anyway, so I have to email people and call, and finally I find out that my 9 a.m. was canceled. So I got 3 hours of sleep. Not even collectively, mind you. And 2 of those hours were fake. I haven't had coffee. And at this point, your girl's pissed. Okay? So, you want to know the bull reason why they canceled, like they shut everything down? Okay, first of all, there's not that much snow on the ground, okay? Second of all, the reason was because the ground was icy. the ground was ice. Now, I don't know if y'all know this, but I'm from Chicagoland. I'm not from Chicago, I'm from Chicagoland. I'm from a suburb of Chicago, a northwest suburb of Chicago. But we're by the Great Lakes. Okay, there could be 8 inches of snow out there, but unless that snow is covering your door or there's like a -40 wind chill, your ass is still going to school. Okay, so they they're canceling school until 10 a.m. for the ice on the ground to melt. And I'm sitting here like, what would y'all do in an actual emergency? Would you just like, what would you do? Because during an actual snowstorm, like, I'm convinced we'd all be screwed because these people clearly have never had a real snowstorm. Because, like, this is like White Christmas levels of snow. This is not, like, I'm flabbergasted. But anyway, back to the clicker thing. For one of my math classes, I have to purchase a clicker and a year subscription to some, like, website or something like that that the clicker goes to. Now, up until yesterday, I didn't even know what a clicker was. Okay? And that's because I'm not in a game show, and it's not 2003. Okay? It is 2019. Use Kahoot, use Quizlet, give us written tests, for the love of God, at the end of every day, like an exit pass. Like you did that in, like, junior high, where they would give you an exit pass to, like, get out of class. And that's basically what this is. It's like, you get a certain amount of points for answering this amount of things so that the teacher knows you're engaged or whatever. And so if you did this whole thing throughout the entirety of the class, by the time you left, you could give it to show that you were actually participating in class, which was the whole point of this thing, right? Oh, excuse the glare on these glasses. God, this is bad. But if you're going to do that, use Kahoot, use Quizlet. There's like thousands of websites you can use. And even if you're not good with technology, that's understandable. Use paper. But do not have me use a click. That's like if one of my classes required me to go out and buy a freaking pager. Like, what are you doing? It is 2019. Get it together. Okay. And so, I'm sitting here in my dorm. It is 11:41. And I've been up since 7 in the morning. I haven't had any coffee because it's way too cold to go outside to go to Starbucks to get coffee because it's far. And I didn't even have a class to go to. And I can't take a nap because I have things to do today. So, my question is, why? Who is she? Who is she? Who is my university? Like, please, because seriously, it's like that, you know what? It's like that one relative who every year expects, like, the rain, like, warning to actually be a flood. Or like the person who takes the tornado warning seriously, even though you live in an area where the wind can't pick up, and you and I both know that tornado ain't coming. Like, that's what it's like. It's like that one relative. Like that crazy aunt. Okay? So, yeah. In short, moral of the story is, my university's cray. I'm crabby because I haven't had any coffee. And this is one of many rants to come about the crazy things I experienced in college. If any of y'all have experienced anything like this, comment below. And if you go to my university and know what I'm talking about, comment below, tell me what you think. And please like, subscribe, share, all of that. I would really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys later.